Galerie Krobeth voneinander eingelegt.
Trips are like sketchbooks. You leave one blank page and you return with pages full. Kind of like flying. You take off from one place, spend 4 days living a whole other life, and then you return to the same runway, but feeling completely different. Vienna gave us a birthday celebration, a new Krampus, 3 days in the Kunsthistorische Museum, gallery scouting, and definitely sketch-filled sore muscles. Guess I should begin with the reason we flew in the first place. It all intertwines with Vienna, a strange pre-Christian alpine folklore and celebrating Lissi's birthday. Krampus is an old alpine character, probably dating back to pre-Christian pagan ceremonies that blended fear, humor, and a bit of moral storytelling. He's the wild counterpart to St. Nicholas, the creature who prowls the winter nights so that daylight feels earned. My version this year was something different. I wanted him to feel like a tiny puppet, part folklore and part theater. This year I made him mostly from wood, like a tiny marionette. Movable eyes, a tongue you can make move around. And while I was engineering this miniature troublemaker, Lissi was plotting something delightful. She booked us a trip to Vienna, one of our traditions, turning the birthday monster into the kickoff for an entire adventure. Vienna celebrates Krampus. They have parades and they have chocolates everywhere that are in the shape of Krampus, and you can get Krampus figurines and everything. It's such an interesting holiday to have Lissi's birthday land on. This city has become part of our life, our rhythm, our ritual, our second home. Welcome to the place where the inside world and the outside world meet, where the museum becomes a sketchbook and the sketchbook becomes a map. The Kunsthistorische Museum is basically a place where time behaves differently. The moment I start with drawing, the outside world basically dissolves. When I go into a gallery, I instantly look at the space and see how it welcomes the viewer and the art. Galerie Meyer featuring Raffaella Vogel. Really impressive. Very monumental. The show itself, Stop, hits you like a psychological echo. It's dizzying, confrontational, but strangely tender once you let yourself fall into the spiral. This crazy psychological funhouse where these sculptures glare back. It's disorienting. And it's weirdly funny. Galerie Krobeth, Julian Opie. This show was very minimalistic, and it actually reminded me so much of Stephen Balkenhol's show in Berlin at the König Gallery. Monumental, but yet minimalistic and generic. These were screen prints printed on blocks of wood. These rectangles were solid blocks of wood and then finished with such a glaze that you couldn't tell. At first I thought it was a acrylic box that the prints had been made on. All I could think of is emoji meets Andy Warhol. Mile and Till at Galerie Krone was basically, there's humor, but it's that kind that sneaks up on you after your intellectual defenses have already collapsed. These old frames were basically kept in an aquarium. Each one had its little environment, and then the fact that these splashes of paint were protected by the aquarium. He borrows Ben's misquotes and winks, all while pretending he's just being helpful. It's definitely a scoff or a poke at today's world of art and yesterday's. History clashing with today's reactions to what we consider art. Does that make sense? Galerie Martin Janda with Christina and Irene Hoyenbüchler. That show actually confused me the most. When I walked into the exhibition, I was instantly reminded of my design projects in my university studies. And later I learned that these twins are actually art professors at two different schools, but it kind of made sense. It was the kind of space that I wasn't really sure whether to contemplate or participate or start writing a thesis. I don't know. But at the same time, I really enjoyed it. There were definitely little gems that popped out here and there.
DJ JoJo in the building, New York, you know what it is, baby?
After a day of museums and galleries, we met up with our dear friends Joe and Joy. Birthday dinner. Joe was pulled away for a DJ gig, so of course we followed. Friends, music, and a city that always knows how to surprise. Day 3 in the Kunsthistorische Museum. I know I'm drawing in black and white, but my mind is somewhere else entirely. Every line I put down in my sketchbook is really an analysis. It's brushwork, color temperature, the way the old masters built light through translucent layers. One decision hovering over the next. After a quick run for more supplies, I'm back here for hours. Standing, drawing, walking. My arms, and honestly my legs too, are starting to feel the cost of chasing art. Theater in der Josefstadt. It's Vienna's oldest stage. It was established in 1788, and we went and saw Sunny Boys by Neil Simon, a light comedy about age, memory, and old friends meeting again. It was short, cute, and lighthearted. I enjoyed it. Day 4, I didn't go to the museum. I stayed in the hotel for a bit, just drew from the window, peering out. The weather was too good to ignore though, so I went out. Some days the museum teaches you history, and sometimes the city teaches you how to see. At Heldenplatz by the Hofburg, I set up and started drawing the monument. Chasing structure, atmosphere, that brief agreement between light and stone.
Benedict items are limited today. Together between the cockpit, my colleague First Officer Rico Schulz and our Captain Lukas Mrs. Anja Lukowski today. When everybody's aboard, nice to have you. The faucet also ready to go. And the start of clearance right now and heading towards Vienna. Flight time today will be 1 hour and 5 minutes.
You know, when we first landed, this trip was a blank page. Now looking back, every day, the celebration, the Kunsthistorische Museum, the drawings, the friends, those pages filled themselves.
Ladies and gentlemen, the students, welcome to Vienna. Please remain seated until the fasten seatbelt signs have been turned off. So here's the airport of Vienna on behalf of Commodore and the whole crew. We would like to say goodbye to you. We hope you enjoyed the stay on board. We wish you now